Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Clufet, and welcome to Highland Highlights from your multimedia team. We are thrilled to be back this semester, and we prepared an interview with Jacob Davis, Student Life Coordinator, and we have Reese with our weather coming up. Tuesday, the 23rd, there will be a knockout tournament in Walters Wellness Center from 8 to 9 p.m. Friday, the 26th, Student Life hosts grocery bingo starting at 8:30 in the Wellness Center. Now, Julian with the interview.
Hello, my name's Julian, and I'm here with the Student Life Director, Jacob Davis. Jacob, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, Julian. Appreciate it. I'm Jacob Davis. I run the student life events here at Highland Community College. I've been married for 10 years. I have 4 kids with number 5 on the way. So if you are gasping and taking deep breaths there, I'm with you. It's a lot, but it's a good a lot. I've been working here. October 1st was my second year here. I've really enjoyed just the interactions with students, to be able to kind of like not just lead in a certain way, but also like come alongside students and things that they're doing, like what y'all are doing in here in the multimedia room. So I think that is a pretty good summary of who I am. But, yeah.
Definitely. Congratulations on the new baby.
Thank you.
All right. So what is some of your more popular events with Student Life that you do?
So I break it into like two different entities, and so I have more of like a competitive nature and more of a family-oriented nature. So the intramural type stuff is more of like you grab your team, we're going to compete. And then the bigger events, though, are more of like, okay, I want food, I want music, and I want as many people as we can pack in. So some of the bigger ones are obviously like the bingos and the casino nights. Usually anytime that I have an overwhelming amount of prizes, that's going to have a good draw and give kids good incentives to come out. So grocery bingo and luxury bingo are by far our biggest events, and we usually kick those off every semester, the first weekend of every semester. And then I usually tail end with casino night. So we just had casino night a couple weeks ago, and that was a really good turnout for kids. So
that's good.
So I would say those are definitely the most attended events that I do here.
All right. So what do you think students can get out of Highland, or what they should be getting out of Highland?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think that the first glance that you see when you look at Highland is there's nothing to do here.
Yeah,
and
small town.
I get it. There's no shortage of bean fields, cornfields. We've got that covered. Like, I get that. I think, though, from the recent conversations I've had, especially this semester with students who have left, is there's an overwhelming amount of people who miss it. They miss the small, intimate setting of knowing everybody on campus. So the small campus where you don't have to walk 3 or 4 miles just to get to one class. You're not on campus with 30,000 people. You're on campus with about 400, 450. Everybody has a name. You're not just a number. And so I think that is huge for people. Groups and organizations, like, it's very easy to get involved. I think bigger campuses can be really tough to find those directions and get involved. And then also just like the friend setting. So, I had one past student say, I met this person. They were really cool, really great. Can't wait to meet them again. And she's like, I'm probably never going to see that person again, ever, and on campus. And so the idea that it's more of like a family environment, that you are a name here, that even if you're, say, a basketball player, a football player, or multimedia, or softball, or whatever it is, typically in those realms you kind of stay in those realms. But like here, you kind of are almost forced to branch out because class sizes are so small. Yeah. So you have real close interaction with people. I think that is it's very quiet. It's a good place for people to heal. So I think there's a lot that students can pull from it if they're willing to look past there's nothing to like really go and do the extra. And you're a 30-minute drive from most things that you would want. So, which is not ideal, but it is nice and convenient to be just kind of isolated and out in the open. So yeah.
So what do you think students can do to like get the most out of their time here at Highland, like with those kind of relationships?
Sure. I tell kids all the time, branch out of their realms. So you never know. I mean, friendships can be formed by any, like, 2 people who have the most uncommon connections but have one connection, and those friendships can be formed that way. So especially in college, a lot of times I will see that those friendships formed through like clubs and organizations.
Yeah.
So you might be two totally different worlds of human beings, but you both have this interest and you join this club, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, we have this common interest. So so here we are developing this bond and this friendship that would have never happened if we both wouldn't have been willing to like take the cool jacket off, branch out a little bit, join a club or organization. But you want my personal opinion, just smiling, saying hello to people is like, especially in a small campus, is huge.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to just kind of hug the walls or hug the corners. Like just smile at somebody, say hello, and be great. Like that's kind of like how I always in my emails and things is if we do those things, it's really easy to pull things out of it. Yeah, and also just like academics, this is a really good place to just come through and get your associate's degree. Obviously like very affordable pricing for classes. So you're here, the class sizes are small, so you have more intimate environment with your teachers. Teachers actually know the names of the students.
Yeah.
So they're not lecturing 200 kids in a class. They have 20 to 25 kids in a class. So they're very like hands-on learning and actually have office hours where students can come.
Yeah.
So I think just really closing the gap of like, okay, I want to reach people and communicate with people, but also like just do your work. Like come in, do your work, get your associate's degree, knock that out, and then you can move on to a bigger 4-year school after that. So
it's a lot of overcoming that awkwardness of like you're in a new place for the first time.
Sure.
Especially as freshmen.
Yeah. It's a smaller room, so you don't feel as vulnerable and wide open in a smaller room. So
not in a sea of people.
Yeah.
All right. So in like next semester and the following, what do future students who are looking at coming to Highland, like what do they have to look forward to with either from you or from just like the campus in general?
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, I think, we had, volleyball's back. We had pretty good success with football this year. So like there was a different energy on campus this semester. It was really, our population was back up. So obviously from COVID, things kind of like took a dive. So there was more of like trying to rebuild normalcy, if that's possible to say. And so coming in 2 years ago, it was right after the height of COVID. And so it was just kind of like, okay, how can we build this? We're not doing any intramurals. We're not doing any of these like massive or bigger events. So like, I think it's just out of the fear of like being around so many people. And then honestly, just like kids coming in, being robbed of like their activities in high school, things like that. Kids were just really isolated. So it was like really tough to draw them out. But I think just more so like with the energy that we have, the population is back up to where it should be, where it's supposed to be. And so I think just more energy on campus is going to be like continuing next semester. So we have a lot of students returning. I think it was, if I read the stats right, like retention rate was anywhere from like 43 to 45%, which is pretty dang good. And so just the idea of like kids coming back, they're going to have that same energy coming back, possibly being able to lead the new kids like with the same energy. And so I think just a really good positive atmosphere of like kids just being good people to other people. And so so as far as events though and activities, and usually starting off that semester will be like a big block party. So that's kind of one of my favorite events. So that honestly gives students an opportunity to see assets, like local assets. So I try to bring in businesses from all the way from like Hiawatha, even Sabetha. I had some people from Sabetha that drove down, Elwood, Atchison, Wathena, Troy, like the local Kansas areas, and even St. Joe got involved. And so anywhere that's around a 30-minute drive, like people that can come through and say, hey, here we are, this is what we provide for students. Honestly, I think there was like 17 or 18 students that got hired for part-time positions. So just a really cool opportunity for kids to find local jobs, local assets and opportunities to get involved. So that's one of my favorite events. So we usually bring live music in. This semester I had some a street magician walking around doing some sleight of hand type stuff. I just try to mix it up, try to think of like what has been done before, what can we keep doing, and also like what has not been done before. And is it worth the risk to try to do something that might fail or might succeed? So it's a coin flip. So
it normally is.
So
thank you for taking the time to do this with us, Jacob. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
I appreciate it. Also, shout out to the multimedia marketing team. So just kind of what you all are able to do, and it's 100% behind the scenes. So which you guys tend to like, which is fine. But I think even touching base on like athletics, people don't understand that like there's about 7 or 8 people behind the live stream that are making live streams happen. It's all not just a camera and an automated button. Like there are multiple people doing the work behind the scenes that don't ever get the recognition. So we appreciate you all getting the stuff out there and making it known. So thank you. Thanks guys.
Thanks to Julian and Jacob with that great interview. Now I'm Reese Florence with your 7-day forecast. Starting with Monday, we've got some cloudy skies and some wind coming through. And we might have some freezing rain later on this evening with our high of 34 and our low of 32. Moving right on into Tuesday, we've got some partly cloudy skies with a little bit of scattered showers with 37 as our high and 32 as our low. Moving right back into Wednesday, we have the same thing going on in the skies with a high of 38 and a low of 33. Moving right on into Thursday, we've got a high of 41 with a low of 32 and some partly cloudy skies. Friday, we've got the same thing going on with a high of 40 but a low of 31. Moving on into Saturday, we've got another thing of partly cloudy skies with our high of 38 and our low of 27. Moving into Sunday, though, we've got a little bit change of pace. We've got partly cloudy skies with a little bit of sun in the evening before it comes back down with a high of 39 and a low of 25 throughout the night. This has been your weather forecast. Back to you, Marcus.
We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. See you next week. Go Scotties.